What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to a Fortnight on the Isle, my bi-weekly update series for everything going on this channel and my second channel, and pretty much my website as well. This week, I'm not really going to go very much into the IRL talk for this portion of the video, basically because I'm going to do it all next week instead. There's going to be a relatively major channel update as a result of kind of some of the IRL stuff that's been happening as of recent, and I don't want to bog down several minutes of this video doing all of that, so instead I'm going to go ahead and wait to do that, and that'll be its own separate channel update next week. The bottom line is essentially that now that I have a separate room for my bedroom, and this room that I'm currently in will just become an office, and I don't have to deal with, the bedroom side of things in here anymore, I'm going to have to be rearranging and stuff soon so that my background will be changing again so that I can feel a little bit better and more comfortable with my recording space, especially where lighting is concerned. But I do need to get some other things taken care of first, such as getting a few videos recorded a little bit ahead of time so that I don't have to do as much while in a transitory period. And also I'm going to have to get my internet updated soon, or else my PC won't be able to connect to the internet to be able to upload when it's in the new position if it's this far away because of an unstable connection. But that's as deep into it as I will go. Let's go ahead and start off with the bi-weekly reading just as normal. Now, if you watched the monthly reading wrap-up and TBR that just came out last week, you probably already know a lot of this. I finished Eye of the World, thought it was great, absolutely loved it, cannot wait to do the second book in the series, and, based off the reputation that The Great Hunt is a significant step up from Eye of the World, from, the vantage point of most readers, I feel like I'm very excited to get into that one. Like I said, relatively soon. I did continue my read of Empire of Silence. I'm a little over halfway through now. I've been slacking on this the last couple days, as I've just kind of been busy, and I feel like that's just the story of my life at this point. But I did get to continue that, still having a great time with that reread. I did get to continue Malice by John Gwynne. I'm now a little bit over halfway through this one as well, and I'll tell you what, compared to the last time that I recorded one of these, which I believe I was nearly 200 pages prior in the book that I am currently, in that update, I wasn't necessarily loving the book. There's just a lot going on, a lot of names, a lot of stuff. I would still agree with that point, but things are starting to pick up where I am now, and I'm very excited for that. But the other thing that I did was I started Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. Fun story related to this involving my channel, which will probably be a separate video on the channel and possibly be incorporated into my review of the book when I get there. This is one that I'm about just under a quarter of the way through and enjoying it. I'm finding it surprisingly readable for a book over 300 years old, despite some of the English being definitely older stylistically. Most of the issues that I've been having with the actual reading process of it has actually been consolidated primarily to a couple instances where a couple words are used where we typically use a different word now, such as the words but and that in sentences. Sometimes they're used in different ways here than we tend to use them today, tend to like switch them around or use a different one. But beyond certain random things like that, most of the reading experience has been surprisingly smooth. Moving into the bi-weekly writing, I did get about 1,000 more words added to Silent Rain's outline. I would show charts and stuff like that to kind of show you, but I don't have any of that pulled up right now because I'm trying to get this video recorded and have a few more things to do. Like I said, recording this weekend, really quickly before I end up having to get some stuff started to rearrange. So I'm just kind of not going to worry about that for now. Part 3 out of an expected 5 for Silent Rain are now fully outlined. I can't remember how many scenes it is in total, but it's probably around 35 scenes, I believe, that I have outlined, maybe, give or take 1 or 2. It's somewhere in that ballpark. Part 4 is all the way organized, so I already have part 4 lined up. I just need to actually write the, paragraph or two for each part of the outline in each seen, but for the most part, I've got that figured out. Part 5, I predict, will be the longest part, but of course, we will see if that remains to be the case once I've actually written that part of the outline. Additionally, besides the Reign of Ash, I am planning on getting a blog written within the next week or so. A review of Avenged Sevenfold's new album, which was definitely a trip. It's certainly something, let's just say that much. Hoping to give that essentially the same treatment on my blog and on my second channel as I did with the review for Sleep Tokens, Take Me Back to Eden, just a couple weeks ago. So that I hope to get written in the coming week so that it can come out on, whatever the next Monday is after tomorrow, I suppose. So that's pretty much the plans there, and then I'm hoping to get a couple more discography rankings for both Sleep Token and Avenged Sevenfold. I want to write a couple of those and, do exactly the same thing with the blog for those for some following Mondays. I'm not entirely sure how that'll be or when those will happen, but that is going to be my goal for the time being in terms of my writing, continuing my outlining, of course, but also writing several blogs. As for the coming releases on the main channel, you can expect on the 13th, this Tuesday, a review of Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. So if you want all my spoiler-free thoughts as to what I felt about that book, you can go ahead and watch that video. I'm actually surprisingly happy with how that one turned out. On Thursday, the 15th, I'll have a discussion video pretty much titled E-Reading Audiobooks or Physical Books, where I go over a bunch of results from some polls that I did in Discord servers where many of my viewers are actually from, essentially asking whether you prefer reading on, say, Kindle or some similar format with audiobooks, or reading with physical books like I almost exclusively do. And I thought that video was rather fun to record. On Sunday, the 18th, like I mentioned a bit briefly earlier, there will be a channel update outlining all the IRL stuff that I basically cut out of this one, going a little bit more into depth on that one. It still won't be a long video, it'll still be pretty short. I just didn't want to bog down the beginning of this video with all of that, so expect that next week. Next Tuesday, on the 20th, will be a review of Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace. Yes, I'm finally getting around to reviewing this one. I still have several classics that I've read over the past year and a half that I still need to review, and I'm getting to them slowly but surely. War and Peace will be the next one, like I said, on the 20th. On Thursday, the 22nd, I'll have another discussion video, basically going over, it's less a discussion in terms of me just talking about stuff, and more asking for recommendations, actually. It's literally called Y'all Got Some Short Story Recommendations, because I want to add a new segment onto the channel sometime in the future called Short Story Sundays, where each bi-week, outside of, whatever weeks the Fortnight on the Owl comes out, the other Sundays I want to do videos reviewing and analyzing certain short stories. So I'm going to be asking for recommendations in that video, and I recommend you check it out so you can help me create more content for you. On the second channel, I am expecting quite a few releases over the next fortnight on here as well. Tomorrow, on the 12th, I will be releasing a playthrough video, essentially, of my first time doing the Crowsworn demo, which I got being a backer. Same reason I got this guy right there, which didn't turn out going as smooth as I thought it would, because the first part of the video, I was initially going to make it 2 parts, one of them being my first time, another one attempting to perfect the fight. Turned out that in my first part, I completely borked the camera placement, so I basically couldn't use any of that footage. Which is fine. You win some, you lose some, you learn from your mistakes, so I definitely have learned from that one, but I will still be, posting a good portion of the second part, attempting to perfect the fight, not getting anywhere close, like one time getting a good fight where I didn't have to heal once and only took a few hits of damage, but I definitely did not perfect it. But I do think that was a fun video to do. It was a fun video to record, having access to that and being able to play that demo for the first time. On the 16th, which is, I believe, this coming Friday, I'll have, video number 2 of the Kingdom Hearts 1 backlog series from 2020 that I originally posted on this channel and have since deleted, but like I said, I'm re-uploading to the second channel. I don't necessarily recommend you check these out, but they're going up there anyway. Next Monday, as I mentioned, a week from tomorrow on the 19th, I would like to have a review of Avenged Sevenfold's new album, so a blog sort of titled along the lines of Avenged Sevenfold's Life is But a Dream is an acid trip of an album. So hopefully I can, get that written and then obviously do all of the recording and whatnot to have that up in time for the 19th. We will see if I'm able to do that. I hope I will. If I am, then it will be Wednesday the 21st that the next video comes out. If I'm not, then this next video that I'm about to mention will come out on the 19th instead. So either the 19th or 20, my first video in the Remnant from the Ashes Let's Play on my second channel will be starting. That first video is just solo, me going through the tutorial of it, because the tutorial you can't do multiplayer, and, essentially just preparing, getting into the game again, preparing for my multiplayer playthrough with Josh, which, if you're unfamiliar, I did do a Zelda Talks video earlier in the month, earlier in the month of May, midway through the month of May, I suppose, on the second channel, discussing some of early impressions for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That was with Josh. I am playing Remnant from the Ashes with him, or I did play Remnant from the Ashes with him, doing a normal run through the game and the DLC. The first episode, like I said, won't have him, but after this first episode, all of the episodes after that will feature him. We're playing through that, so that's going to be releasing on the 21st. And then on Friday, the 23rd as well, again, episode 3 of that Kingdom Hearts 1 2020 backlog will be coming out. So that's everything that I have planned for release at the moment. Kind of playing things by ear, but that'll be plenty of content over the next couple weeks. So I hope you guys are excited for all of that. As for entertainment talk, I pretty much do not have anything to say in this realm. Nothing notable to include here this week either. Been super busy, as I've said, for the moment, and will continue to be for a little while, although I am really hyped for Final Fantasy 16. Not sure if I would do a Let's Play for that, but I'm definitely going to be playing at release, and hopefully I will actually have time to commit myself to being able to play it, like at release. That would be really, really dope. I'm hoping that'll happen, but again, can't guarantee it. As we come to the conclusion of this video now, because like I said, don't really have anything else to say at this point, be sure to check in again next week for that relatively major channel update, kind of going over some of the details of how things are going to be over the next, essentially 2 months, I suppose, approximately, maybe the next month and a half at the time of this video's release on this channel. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with that Crowshorn video on the second channel if you're subscribed over there. But otherwise, I'll be back on Tuesday with a review for Eye of the World. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll be back tomorrow and Tuesday and Thursday and Friday and next Sunday as well.